Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. In today's episode, I'm going to be inspiring you to clean up your financial channels in order to attract and create more financial abundance, as well as inspire you to create additional channels, sources, or streams of income to support you as we navigate, a lot of discomfort, I'll say, in the collective. We'll just call it that. We'll say that there's a lot of conversations going on. There's a lot of perpetual fears, scarcity, lack. But when you truly decide to take matters into your own hands and choose the energy of empowerment and to come from an empowered state, an empowered space, when it comes to your finances, you can create your own reality very effortlessly and very easily. You can create what you desire to have, and you can be excited about it. You can witness yourself grow even when and if there is resistance in the external reality. So before I dive into this, I want to invite you all into my latest masterclass called The Rich Life. This is happening on Friday, May 24th. If you can't make it live, the replay will be sent to you. But this is all about being your own boss. This masterclass is doing a deep dive into being a digital nomad or laptop entrepreneur. I'll be shining a light on how easy and why the time is truly now to step into creating additional income streams. Even if it's just a side hustle and not something you want to do full time, there's so many opportunities available, and I'm here to expand your realm of possibilities. So the link will be down below to register for that. But today I want to get into cleaning up your financial channels and creating more of them. And I feel like there's no better time than now to be having this conversation because, as I mentioned, there's some heavy energy in the collective. There's a lot of fears, etc., etc. We are not going to follow the fears. We are going to choose our own reality. We are going to choose the truth of what is, and that is that you are full of potential, and anything that you desire, those dreams on your heart, they are meant for you. They are meant for you to walk out. So what I mean by clearing and cleaning up your financial channels is that, let's say you're someone who is an entrepreneur. I feel like it's easiest for me to speak into entrepreneurship because that is what I do. That is who I be. But whenever I feel, some sticky energy showing up around money, I ask myself, is there anything that I've been resisting or putting off when it comes to finances? It could be as simple as calling the bank or sending a message to my bookkeeper or my accountant. When or how have I been resisting the flow or blocking my income channels? So, I think that a lot of us can relate to tax season and doing our taxes, being like, oh, this thing that I have to do, and procrastination can be present because, I don't think there's too many people out there who like to do taxes. So I'm speaking definitely personally here. Sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming or not my favorite task to do, but, we got to move forward. So yes, when and if ever I feel sticky energy around money or receiving, or I catch myself having intrusive thoughts around lack or scarcity, I ask myself, is there anything I can do to clean up my channel, to clean up anywhere in my reality where I feel like I'm clogging things up when it comes to financial flow? Because money is energy, finances is energy. So when or how am I resisting that, inhibiting that flow of that energy to me? And oftentimes these are just from tasks that I'll deem, sometimes my coach and I, we use this phrase of like adulting. So it's like adulting tasks. So is there any adulting tasks like calling the bank that I need to do, that have been on my to-do list, but although they may not be my most favorite thing, can you see how energetically that resists money from flowing into your reality? Right? Or it might create fears or perpetuate procrastination, self-doubt, guilt, shame, if, for example, it comes to filing your taxes, or if that's been something that's fallen late in your calendar or your schedule. So as you're listening to this podcast, I always love to provide action steps. So I want to ask you, as you're listening to this, is there anything that you have been putting off? So I love that I'm sharing this with you all today because I tuned in to ask myself this, and I came up with a few different action steps. One was that I needed to call the bank because I just opened up a new bank account, and they had had a welcome call go out to me, and I had missed it, and then the weekend happened, and I was like, oh, but I didn't get to it on Monday. So anyways, I called the bank. I reviewed and received all the information that I needed about my new bank account. I set some things up on my online platforms to channel finances to that specific card, just learning, right? Just learning as I go. And we're all always learning. Finances are not something that we are taught in school. And unless we had financially savvy parents, again, there's no shame in any places that there's resistance created here. So anyways, I did these few tasks. I messaged my bookkeeper, got her caught up to date on everything. And now I feel a lot more ease because I tend to be someone who chooses to do the creative fun work sometimes over doing the admin style work. So again, you are not alone if there's something that you're resisting, but just know that as soon as you take the action, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not necessarily the funnest thing to do, you're going to feel a lot better. So as I said, I prompted you here. If there's something to get done, whether you can do it right now as you're listening to this podcast or as soon as you pop off, I definitely recommend just getting it done because you're going to create a lot more ease for yourself. And in that, you're going to clean and clear your channels up to receive more financial abundance. And as I mentioned this, I recently had some new course participants enter into my Opulence course, which is a money program, which I'll be linking down below. And this is a course to really heal your relationship with money, clean and clear up your financial channel. Just today, I covered a simple way in which you can do that, but inside Opulence, we go much more in depth in that. So welcome to the new students inside of that program. I'm so happy and grateful to have you in there. And I always love it when my courses, because they're up on my website or on my Linktree and social media or just different places in the podcast. If anyone is listening to podcasts back in time, I always find it so interesting to see or to feel when participants enter into a program that I actually haven't promoted in a while. And there are a couple of courses that this happens with, and one of them is Opulence. It's like a flow of people enter that course. They may not know each other, but they enter into that course around the same time because I think, of course, collectively, we all move through different things, and the tools are always there if you feel the call. And inside Opulence as well, I grant a lot of inspiration about expanding, about feeling into energies of overflow and possibility when it comes to your finances, and just choosing to overall come from that empowered energy. So that'll be down below if you're curious about it. But now I want to get into why now is the perfect time to start to think about different ways to expand. And inside of the Digital Nomad Academy, I have this theme or this concept that's called the golden strategy for passive income. And essentially that is to always be thinking about what can I create now that can sell passively in the future, or what can I do now that might be a little bit of effort, but that I feel inspired to do that can essentially create income for myself in the future. And I'm sharing this with you today because I just want to show you how easy it can be. So I recently had a client of mine who's just such a go-getter, a goal-getter in this world. She is phenomenal. She's also an entrepreneur, the digital nomad type, and she just went on this incredible trip to Africa. And she just captured the most incredible moments. Photography is one of her gifts, one of her skill sets. And incredible photography. She showed Africa in a way that I'd never seen it before, this particular place that she went. And I all of a sudden was like, wow, this is now on my bucket list. I had no idea, but now this place is solely on my radar. And I knew that I couldn't have been the only person who had a lot of questions about how does one go about taking such an exclusive trip like this. And I just dropped her the idea, as I do with my clients, because I've got such an entrepreneurial brain whenever I see an opportunity. So I shared with her, I'm like, it could be, if you feel inspired as the trip is very much there at the forefront for you, it could be a really great opportunity to create an ebook around this. Like maybe even if it's just $10 or $20, but I'm sure, and I'm so certain that the people who follow you on social media, they have questions. They are inspired. They want to know. And you can put all of this together in an ebook. And personally, I did this myself as well. When I first moved to Bali, I had so many people ask me questions around getting a visa, the contact for that. What do you do when you arrive? Getting a scooter, getting situated. And because it was so present in my mind as I was navigating it, I just started taking notes on a Google Drive document. And I converted that into a ebook that I created on Canva, which is a somewhat free. I have a paid version, but you can get a free version of that on the internet. And then that was an ebook that generated income for about 2 years. I would say I haven't sold a copy of that in a while because it's a bit outdated, or it's not something that I promote, let's say. I mean, all the information in there is still very much correct, and so is the contact to obtain a visa. But as you can see, if you can think about what you are inspired about in the moment and take action on that with the sort of golden strategy of passive income, I've always been thinking about, is there something right now that's lighting me up that I could create that can support me later? And I share this for you, not just the entrepreneurs out there, right? Anyone. You can do this on your free time. I've had clients who have full-time jobs that have created that of a cookbook and used photography and just had fun with that and then sold that. I've had clients write books. I've had clients start to create art and sell that on Etsy. There is just so much possibility and so much potential out there. And yeah, I inspired you about the passive options, but also there's, just ways of creating art and selling it. But you can always step into a place of empowerment. As the world around us, will always show us contrast and resistance. We have a choice. If we are feeling scarce or we are feeling lack when it comes to finances, we have a choice. We can do the money cleanup and money clear out work, or we can start to take action to increase our streams of income. Maybe sign up to be an affiliate marketer for a product that you really love. There are always action steps that can be taken when you energetically decide, I'm going to do the work. Show me the way, show me the next step. So I hope this episode inspired you guys. If you liked it, please reach out to me on social media at Zoe Ariel on Instagram. I love to hear from you. I also love it when you share the podcast. It means so much to me. And I hope to see you in my masterclass on Friday. So big hugs and lots of love to you, and I will talk to you soon.